He's an intellectual with a warrior's heart. His great strength, quiet confidence. A man who doesn't like to show off, one who instead tends to be reserved. Behind this cool facade lies a perfectionist with one objective: success. His name, Adrian Sutil, age 26. A multi-talented guy from Germany who also likes Formula One. In 2007, he joined motor racing's elite. Spiker signed him up. His first-class driving skills were well known. He'd already proved what he could do in lower series races. For him, it was always clear. One day, it had to be Formula One. That's actually what you work towards for your entire career, to one day be in Formula One. That was always my dream. It's what I lived for and what I worked hard for. To have now achieved it, it's unbelievable. In his very first season, he really cranked things up and showed the competition what he's made of. The bottom line was admittedly only 1 point, but even that was a minor sensation for the otherwise success-starved Spiker team. Adrian's route into motorsport was somewhat unusual for a racing driver. I'd say I'm quite a bit different from the normal drivers. Most of them start off in the traditional way. Go-karting is 4 or 5 year olds because their father probably has something to do with motor racing, or is a car mechanic or whatever, and that's fine too. I had the good fortune, or perhaps not, to grow up in a family of musicians. That's an interesting story now, of course, because it's pretty rare, and I don't feel disadvantaged or anything. I think it was good schooling being involved in music earlier on. I learned a lot, and I think it was very helpful too for my motor racing.
Ich fühle mich da jetzt nicht benachteiligt oder sonstiges. Ich denke, es war eine gute Schule, da früher in der Musik tätig zu sein. Ich habe da viel gelernt und ich denke, dass es auch sehr hilfreich war für den Motorsport.
Adrian's motorsport career began when he was 14. Until then, he was regarded as a very promising pianist. Now, for him, it's Formula One that sets the tone. And it's good that way, for equipped with the right amount of self-confidence, this tall, gangly guy is just as impressive on the track as on the stage. In sporting terms, he always impresses most when it's wet. No, we don't mean his swimming skills, but his driving ones on rain-soaked tracks. Little wonder, therefore, that the two get on so well. An inner bond, no doubt. Sutil's qualities also won over Vijay Mallya. The Indian millionaire took over the Spiker team at the end of 2007 and kept the German on board.
I saw him obviously on the television. I wasn't there myself, but I think an outstanding job in Fuji last year in the rain. I think he has a lot of talent, and I said we're going to keep him. And that was even before I met him.
In 2008, the Force India adventure began. Adrian Sutil began to discover a new culture. India became the central point of his life. He now represents the country as a Formula One driver and is, if you will, an Indian ambassador. So he has to dress accordingly. In India, the German is already a superstar. What lacks are championship points. He's often nearly there, but then rivals and unreliable equipment frequently spoil the day. But that can't discourage a fighter like Sutil. To the contrary. I think I'm right up there. There's no question of that, of course. I know what I'm capable of, and I think I've got every chance if I'm given the opportunity. If the car's right, I'm certain that I can be right up there at the front, and I'll give my all to achieve just that. I'll carry on working for it until I've actually achieved my goal. He'll have to battle hard to do that, and this battle may take some time. For in Formula One, a good car makes a big difference. Recently, the VJM02 had often surprised with good speed, but that still doesn't make it a top car. Now it's up to Sutil to skillfully put himself in the limelight. He has to exploit the few opportunities to get a Formula One ticket again for 2010. Perhaps in a top team then. The German remains, of course, quietly confident.